to your point, Mr. Burnley?
What?
That it wasn't the greatest game.
No, it was okay. It was okay. I mean, obviously Senegal missing Sadio Mane, the key player. Ismail Assar, who plays at Watford's quite tidy on the wing and cuts inside. But yeah, they just always seem to falter in the final third. And I think from the Dutch point of view, that's you're looking at them, all those great strikers that they've had over the years. Yeah. And now they're kind of struggling. I know Memphis Depay came on, but he's had so many injury problems. And so the goal came from the midfield. In fact, the goal should have came from the midfield in the first half when De Jong was through.
De Jong.
Yes.
No, the ball from De Jong for the goal was a beautiful little ball, and it really suckered Mendy. I don't know how much you put on the goalie there.
I don't know. I mean, you got to read that so fast when you're going up against a guy that's like 6'5" and can jump, obviously. But
and he was pretty brave because he knew that the goalie Mendy was close. And
he had to go. He had to go for it. But really, I think I was frustrated when I saw Senegal playing because I think they were better, especially the first half against the Netherlands. But the right side with I think it was Diatta and Sabali, they weren't ready to play that World Cup, or maybe to stress about that. They made some silly mistakes, and as you said, in the last part of the field, they were so clumsy. I mean, the last pass, the assist weren't there, weren't good enough, and because otherwise they were well organized at the back. You know, they didn't do any mistakes, except if we can consider Mendy movement as a mistake. But overall, it should have been a draw for me. It should have been fair to have a draw. 2-0, it's kind of lucky for I would say for
I think the other piece of it, when you look at the Netherlands, and Mario can talk about this better, but where are those marquee superstars that you expect from a Dutch team? You know, and you think Van Persie, Van Nistelrooy, Van Basten, Bergkamp, Hullet, you know, with the guys that you think, oh boy. Yeah. And they're going to have to do this by being a team.
Right.
And
do they have the ability, Mario, to do that without those superstar names?
No, but what you guys jump on, listen, for the national team to have Louis van Gaal as your coach, and I worked with him myself as well, it's very difficult. They're the names that you just pointed out. If you're going to have a Van Nistelrooy, or you know, one of those guys, they worked with him, so some of them worked really well with him. But he picked a team that he can implement his system, the way he wants to play, the way he thinks about it. And I always say Louis van Gaal works really well with young players. Soon as he gets more older and seasoned players, it becomes sometimes a clash. Because sometimes you, as a seasoned player, of older player, don't always want to listen to what someone else is telling you. But when you're a younger player, you're wide open to get so much information, and then you can advance. I mean, I think that's in any job. And that's why I think this setup, he picked clearly a team. He takes a lot of fire towards him because he doesn't care how the press picks him up. And he just says, I do it my way. You guys just listen to me. That's just a tactical way. As soon as you have a coach that does that, it's only because he wants to protect his team.
We also forgot a couple pplayers like Rijkaard and Overmars and Kluivert.
Yeah, you missed Mario.
How did you leave Dennis Bergkamp out?
Oh, Bergkamp. I said Bergkamp.
Sorry, I didn't know.
Mario, you mentioned there obviously Van Gaal, who I know you work close with, you're a big fan of. What do the fans make of him? What do the media make of him?
Look, in the beginning it was kind of tricky, but you have to understand, we have a coach that supports, you know, they came after him because he did it already 2 times. He did it in my time once, and then afterwards he came back. He did I think he became 3rd in the last World Cup that he led them. And now he came back again. But guys, we are looking at a coach that was suffering for cancer. And when he was going through the cancer period, he still kept on training his team, but he never told the players. The players, he told them later on because he didn't want them to focus on him instead of the games. Later on, they found out that he was going after every game, going to chemotherapy after the games. So having said that, this also tells you what kind of man it is. So when he then selects you and puts you in the team, don't be a moaner because he doesn't like players like that. So he picks those players, and if you look at all of them, they all feel at home. They feel comfortable. And he even implements it on TV, and it's kind of interesting to hear. He says, I'm here to win the World Cup. And I know people will jump on that, but in Holland, he just wants them to start believing in it because we never had that feeling, because we never won it. That's why.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.